Okay, so to recap, we are continuing in the book of Job. So to recap the book of Job, Job's greatness, chapter 1, chapter 2, Satan attacks Job's health. Job curses his birth. Eliphaz rebukes Job. Eliphaz continues to rebuke Job. Job pleads for understanding. Job pleads with God. Bildad says Job should repent. Job finds no comfort. And I think this is where we left off from last time, Job's weariness of life. My soul is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Shew me wherefore thou contendest with me. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldest oppress, that thou shouldest despise the work of thine hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth? Are thy days as the days of man? Are thy years as man's days? That thou inquirest after my iniquity, and searchest after my sin? Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thine hand. Thine hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Oh, I remember this, but let's just start from here. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation hath preserved my spirit. And these things hast thou hid in thine heart. I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou markest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity. If I be wicked, woe unto me. And if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion. Therefore see thou mine affliction, for it increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou shewest thyself marvellous upon me. Thou renewest thy witnesses against me, and increaseth thine indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. Zophar urges Job to repent. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite and said, should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man of full of talk be justified? Should thy lies make men hold their peace? And when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? For thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in thine eyes. But oh, that God would speak, and open his lips against thee, and that he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. I need to read that one more time. But oh, that God would speak and open his lips against thee, and that he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Okay, so the secrets of wisdom are the double of everything that exists, I think. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. So know that, okay, exacteth. Look up. I have the dictionary open, and the dictionary doesn't help. Exacteth meaning. Oh, like to exact revenge or okay, okay. What exactly does exact mean? To exact revenge. Not deviating in form or content, maybe? Okay. I don't know where we are. Okay. Know therefore that thou exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. So then, okay, so he's saying that God is asking too much or asking asking Job to pay too high a price, less exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. Okay. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee. God wants from us less than our shortcomings deserve. Okay. Okay. So God punishes us less than we deserve? Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? The measure thereof is longer than the earth, and broader than the sea. If he cut off and shut up, or gather together, then who can hinder him? For he knoweth vain main, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? For vain men would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's colt. Okay? If thou prepare thine heart, and stretch out thine hands toward him, if iniquity be if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. And tabernacles means a place of worship, right? Right? I'm pretty sure. For then thou shalt for then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast, and shalt not fear, because thou shalt forget thy misery, and remember it as waters that pass away. That sounds nice. And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth, thou shalt be as the morning. And thou shalt be secure, because there is hope. Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. Although also thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Chapter 12. Job answers his critics. And Job answered and said, No doubt, but ye are the people, and wisdom shall die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not such things as these? I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who calleth upon God, and he answereth him. The just upright man is laughed to scorn. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. A lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. Maybe there's a different meaning for lamp. Or we just look it up. Book of Job. He that Job 12:5. Job 12:5. Oh, I typed John. Okay, let's look up Bible Hub. Okay. He that is ready to slip with his feet. So it's got to be figurative, right? He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. He that is ready to slip with his feet, not into sin. This is BibleStudyTools.com. Not into sin, though this is often the case of good men, but into calamities and afflictions. And Job means himself, and every just upright man in the like circumstances, or he that is prepared or destined to be among them, that totter and stagger in their feet, that cannot stand upon their feet but fall to the ground, which may describe man in declining and distressing circumstances, or that is appointed to be the laughing stock of such as are unstable in the word and ways of God, double minded men, hypocrites, and formal professors, that totter and stagger at everything they meet with disagreeable to the flesh. With such, a poor afflicted saint is laughed to scorn, and is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease, who are in affluent circumstances, enjoy great prosperity, live in plenty, and are not in trouble as others. Their hearts are at ease. Now with such, poor good men are had in great contempt. They are despised at heart in the thoughts of such persons, if they do not in words express it. They are like a lamp just going out, which is neglected and looked upon as useless, or like a torch burnt to the end when it is thrown away. And thus it is with men. While the lamp of prosperity burns clear and bright, they are valued and had in esteem. But when their lamp becomes dim and is almost or quite extinguished, they are despised or literally disposed of. Some apply this to Christ, who was a lamp of light, a great one, but despised of men, and even as a light. They loved darkness rather than light, and especially by the Pharisees, who were at ease, settled on their lees, that trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. And this is true of gospel ministers through bright and burning lights, and even of every good man in whom the true light of grace and of the gospel shines, and especially when under afflictive circumstances. Some, instead of lamp despised, read for, or because of calamity despised. So Aben Ezra, which conveys the same sense, that an afflicted man is despised for his affliction, and this being the case of good men confutes the notion of Job's friends, that it always goes well with such, and their other notion of its going ill with bad men is refuted in Job 12:6. Wow, okay, lots to unpack here. I just thought of a bunch of that's amazing. Yeah, every time I don't know, I have no idea what it's about. We gotta look it up. That's so cool. So I think I'm not trying to do this. I would really like to just focus on the Bible, but it's applicable. It's applicable in so many ways, and so I think here the immediate thought that came to my mind was Antifa, the far left extremist group, right? That resorts to violence, held held up guns. I don't know if it was a machine gun or not, but they were big guns with like a cape and like look like body armor. They look pretty well funded, and apparently an overwhelming majority of them are really highly educated in universities slash indoctrination camps. But yeah, it just made me think of them. Oh, also because is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. Yeah, who are in affluent circumstances, enjoy great prosperity. So my favorite psychologist, Dr. Jordan Peterson, but we already talked about him before. So yeah, he brings such a good psychological perspective to the Bible, but and a lot of things. But so he said that part of what he thinks is happening with the far left is that, or the woke revolution, is that young people, in the face of all our, not that I'm that young, but in the face of all our unprecedented privilege, like it doesn't matter what color your skin is, like if you're in, if you grew up in the West, you are like blessed, right? And like compared, like if you compare it to like a global standard. And so how to young people are struggling with this collective guilt because it really is random. The circumstances in which you are born are so, like, you never know where you could end up. And so to try to cope with these feelings of guilt, they act out slash try really hard to do the right thing. Um, Thankfully, I did see an interview with a former Antifa member who came out, and I believe he found Christ. And I could be mixing that up with the Hezbollah and the Hamas, like former Hamas and Hezbollah members, though, who converted to Christianity. But um, yes, so yeah, enjoy great prosperity, live in plenty. Oh, but the one thing is their hearts are not at ease. There's a study I quote a lot, on Instagram, and it showed that the more left you are, the more likely you are to, like, 150% more likely to have been diagnosed with a mental disorder. And I think I get it because, again, like I mentioned before, I was also a radical leftist. And yeah, like I've personally seen it, I've personally experienced it, because it is like really anxiety inducing when you listen to the mainstream media, whose job is essentially to help those above, like upstairs, to control us through fear. Then makes sense. But also, if you think that oppression is everywhere, like I used to genuinely believe this, I thought oppression was everywhere. You had to like always look over your shoulder. And I remember, even though I came from a family of like really strong women, and like really strong, really independent women, lots of like business owners, and but then um so I grew up with really clear role models for that women could achieve anything in Canada. And then after university, I remember I looked at an old chat, and it was like I said, I think I said like, oh, like I'm an ethnic minority and I'm a woman. Of course I know what it's like to be marginalized. It's like Where did, yeah, that wasn't what I saw growing up. It was just what I learned in university and high school, and to an extent, junior high school. So let's continue. But wait, sorry. So the point is, he that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. Okay, I see. So someone who's slipping into calamity or affliction is like a lamp, a useless lamp of someone who's comfortable. Okay. That also reminds me of sorry to make it political again, but the Freedom Convoy in Canada, because yeah, a lot of, as inclusive and tolerant as the left claim to be, um the opinions of people who didn't go to university, for example, aren't taken are taken with, let's say, a grain of salt, and unless there's like downright contempt that was shown, like the truckers, like, oh yeah, the what's that slur for, like, people who get hicks, for people who grew up in the countryside. Yeah, and then of course the usual ists and the icks, the misogynistic, racist, yeah, all the ists and icks. Okay, so let's move on. So the tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that spoke God, the tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke God are secure, into whose hand God bringeth abundantly. But ask now the beasts. Uh oh. Maybe I should peel the pages before streaming. I'm learning. They, although I used to stream before, but it's been a while. So, okay, they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air. One more time. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. That's so cool. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? In whose hand is the soul of every living being, and the breath of all mankind? Doth not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength. He hath counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bond of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle. He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the aged. He poureth contempt upon princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. He discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. He increaseth the nations, and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations, and straighteneth them again. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. One more time. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. So, Job 12:24. Job 12:24. Hey, we're almost done the book of, well, the chapter. Okay, he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth. The people of the earth are the common people, the chief or heads of them, as it may be rendered, are kings, princes, and generals of armies, whose hearts may be said to be taken away when they are dispirited, and deprived both of courage and conduct, have neither valor nor wisdom, neither fortitude of mind nor military skill to defend themselves and their people against their enemies. Wow. Sephono interprets this of Sihon and Og, whose spirits the Lord hardened, and made their hearts obstinate to war with Israel. Deuteronomy 2:30. But it may be better understood of the Israelites and the heads of them when they were discomfited by the Amalekites quickly after their coming out of Egypt, about which time Job lived, and the rather, since it follows, and caused them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way, no track, no beaten path to follow, to be a guide to them and direct their way. In such a wilderness, the Israelites wandered nearly 40 years. Oh, in the desert. Okay, after they left Egypt. Um, he taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and caused them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. Okay. Okay, so important to be able to fight back, I guess. Job defends himself. Lo, mine eye hath seen all this, mine ear hath heard and understood it. What ye know, the same do I know also. I am not inferior unto you. Surely I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to reason with God. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, burn. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Will ye speak wickedly for God, and talk deceitfully for him? Will ye accept his person? Will ye contend for God? Is it good that he should search you out? Or as one man mocketh another, do ye so mock him? He will surely reprove you, if ye do secretly accept persons. Shall not his excellency make you afraid, and his dread fall upon you? Your remembrances are like unto ashes, your bodies to bodies of clay. Oh. Wherefore do I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in mine hand? Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. But I will maintain mine own ways before him. He also shall be my salvation, for a hypocrite shall not come before him. Wow. Hear diligently my speech, and my declaration in your ears. Behold, now I have ordered my cause. I know that I shall be justified. Who is he that will plead with me? For now, if I hold my tongue, I shall give up the ghost. Only do not two things unto me, then will I not hide myself from thee. Withdraw thine hand far from me, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Then call thou, and I will answer, or let me speak, and answer thou me. How many are mine iniquities and sins? Make me to know my transgression and my sin. Wherefore hidest thou thy wherefore wherefore hidest thou thy face, and holdest me for thine enemy? Wilt thou break a leaf driven to and fro? And wilt thou pursue the dry stubble? For thou writest bitter things against me, and makest me to possess the iniquities of my youth. Thou puttest my feet also in the stocks, and lookest narrowly unto all my paths. Thou settest a print upon the heels of my feet. And he, as a rotten thing, consumeth, as a garment that is moth eaten. Wow. Okay. Feeling a little abandoned here, hurt. Job speaks of life's woes. Man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower, and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow, and continueth not. And doth thou open thine eyes upon such as one? And doth thou open thine eyes upon such a one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him, that he may rest, till he shall accomplish, as an hireling to his day. For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branch thereof will not cease. Though the roof, though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stalk thereof die in the ground, yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth, and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he? As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down, and riseth not, till the heavens be no more. They shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. O that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep me in secret, that thou wouldest keep me secret, until thy wrath be past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time, and remember me. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait, till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thine hands. For now thou numberest my steps. Dost thou not watch over my sin? My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest up mine iniquity. And surely the mountains falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place. The waters wear the stones. Thou washest away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. Wow. Thou prevailest for ever against him, and he passeth. Thou changest his countenance, and sendest him away. His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not, and they are brought low, and perceiveth, and he perceiveth, and he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn. Feeling pretty depressed about now. Eliphaz accuses Job of folly. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite and said, should a wise man utter vain knowledge and fill his belly with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or with speeches wherefore he can do no good? Yea, thou castest off fear, and restrainest prayer before God. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Art thou the first man that was born, or wast thou made before the hills? Hast thou heard the secret of God? And dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself? What knowest thou that we know not? What understandest thou? What understandest thou which is not in us? With us are both the grey-headed and very aged men, much elder than thy father. Are the consolations of God small with thee? Is there any secret thing with thee? Why doth thine heart carry thee away? And what do thy eyes wink at, that thou turnest thy spirit against God, and lettest such words go out of thy mouth? What is man, that he should be clean? And he which is born of a woman, that he should be righteous? I'm guessing that was a stab at Eve and the fall. Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints. Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water? I will shew thee, and hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare. Which wise men have told from their fathers, and have not hid it, unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travelleth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him, as a king ready to the battle. For he stretcheth out his hand against God, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty. He runneth upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his bucklers, because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. Collops of fat. The word collop properly means a small slice of meat, a piece of flesh, but here it means a thick piece or a mass. Okay, the word is used in the sense in New England. The sense is that he becomes excessively fat and gross, as they usually do who live in sensual indulgence. Okay. Because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness, the flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall he recompense. For vanity shall be his recompense. It shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. He shall shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief, and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Makes me think of politics or politicians. Job shames his unsympathetic friends. Then Job answered and said, I have heard. Let me just have some water. Sorry. Job shames his unsympathetic friends. Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are ye all. Shall vain words have an end? Or what emboldeneth thee that thou answerest? Or what emboldeneth thee that thou answerest? I also could speak as ye do. If your soul were in my soul's stead, I could heap up words against you, and shake mine head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the moving of my lips should assuage your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not assuaged, and though I forbear, what am I eased? But now he hath made me weary. Thou hast made desolate all my company, and thou hast filled me with wrinkles, which is a witness against me. And my leanness rising up in me beareth witness to my face. He teareth me in his wrath, who hateth me. He gnasheth upon me with his teeth. Mine enemy sharpeneth his eyes upon me. They have gaped upon me with their mouth. They have smitten me upon the cheek reproachfully. They have gathered themselves together against me. God hath delivered me to the ungodly, and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder. He hath also taken me by my neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark. His archers compass me round about. He cleaveth my reins asunder, and doth not spare. He poureth out my gall upon the ground. He breaketh me with breach upon breach. He runneth upon me like a giant. I have sewed sackcloth upon my skin, and defiled my horn in the dust. My face is foul with weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadow of death. Not for any injustice is mine hands, also my prayer is pure. O earth, cover not thou my blood, and let my cry have no place. Also now, behold, my witness is in heaven, and my record is on high. My friends scorn me, but mine eye poureth out tears unto God. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleadeth for his neighbor. When a few years are come, then I shall go the way whence I shall not return. Job prays for relief. My breath is corrupt, my days are extinct, the graves are ready for me. Are there not mockers with me? And doth not mine eye continue in their provocation? Lay thy lay down now, put me in a surety with thee. Who is he that will strike hands with me? For thou hast hid their heart from understanding, therefore shalt thou not exalt them. He that speaketh flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children shall fail. He hath made me also a byword of the people, and aforetime I was as a tabret. Tabret. So Job 17:6. Job 17:6. Okay, he hath made me also a byword of the people, either Eliphaz or God, for whatsoever befell him, whether more immediately by the hand of God or by any instrument, the ascribes it to him as being suffered in providence to befall him, as when he became a byword or proverb to the people in common, to whom an example might be set by one or more of Job's friends. The name of Job is to this day a byword or proverb among men, both for his poverty and his patience. If a man is described as very poor, he is said to be as poor as Job, or if very patient under his afflictions, he is said to be as patient as Job. But as neither of these are to the disgrace of Job, something else seems rather intended here, even something to his reproach, as when a man was represented as a very wicked man or a hypocrite, it used to be said, such an one is as wicked a creature and as errant as an hypocrite as Job. And aforetime I was as a tabret. Tabret, the delight of the people who, when he appeared in the public streets, came out and went before him, singing and dancing and beating on tabrets and such like musical instruments. Okay, so tabret is a musical instrument. Tabret. A timbrel, a small tabor, a small drum. Okay, formerly used by a pipe player to beat out his own rhythmic accompaniment. And a timbrel is an ancient type of tambourine. Okay, so he hath made me also a byword of the people, and aforetime I was as a tabret, which means okay, the delight of the people who, when he appeared in the public streets, came out and went before him, singing and dancing, and beating on tabrets, and such like musical instruments, to expressly express their joy upon the sight of him. But now it was otherwise with him, and he whom they could not sufficiently extol and commend, now knew not well what to say bad enough of him. Such a change of the sentiments and conduct of men must needs be very chagrining. To someone's chagrin, like disappointment, disapproval, chagrining. A feeling of embarrassment or distress because one has failed or been disappointed. Yes! At least one word in there matched up. A feeling of entertainment or distress because one has failed or been disappointed. Okay. I hope I'm
chagrin,
chagrin.
chagrin,
Chagrin. Okay. Okay. Such a change in the sentiments and conduct of men must needs be very chagrining. Or aforetime I was as a lord. As Ben Gerson, from the use of the word in Daniel 3:2, as he supposes, he was like a lord or nobleman, or as one in some high office, and now as the offscouring of all things. My gosh, I swear I speak English. Offscouring. I wanted to write down all the words I'm learning today, but I forgot. So something scoured off, rubbish, refuse, garbage, an outcast from society. Okay, so again, or aforetime I was as a lord, as Ben Gerson from the use of the word in Daniel 3:2, as he supposes, he was like a lord or nobleman, or as one in some high office, and now as the offscouring of all things, or denotes what he was before them, the people, in their sight, as it seems, of that place where children were offered to Moloch. What? What? No, I skipped a line, sorry. Or it denotes what he was before them, the people, in their sight at present, and should be. The word uses Tophet, which Aben Ezra takes to be the name of a place, and as it seems of that place where children were offered to Moloch, and which place was in being, and such practices used by the Canaanites in the times of Job. And I just heard a sound. Not sure what the sound was, but thank you. Yeah, I should be able to see something. Sorry. Okay, so, one second. Sorry. Okay, so the word used is Tophet, which Aben Ezra takes to be the name of a place. And as it seems of that place where children were offered to Moloch, and which place was in being, and such practices used by the Canaanites in the times of Job. And this place, which was also called the Valley of Hinnom, being afterwards used for Hell, let the Targum to paraphrase the words thus. Hello, Osti Cow. Thanks for joining us. And hello, Vetshanio 3. The Canaanites worshipped Moloch. That's it. I see. I see. So where are they now? Because people still definitely worship Moloch. We see it out in the open. I don't know if you guys saw not just Moloch, but Satan, like Satan. Is Moloch a different demon or another word for Satan? How are you? I'm good, Ostika. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. That's why I had my mic on mute for like the first 5 minutes. I didn't even register that. And yeah, I Sundays are a bit rough. I work really early in the morning, but then I went to church. And also I do keep like the Sabbath. Like I don't do any work on Saturdays. So I know that sounds because the Bible never said specifically Sunday, right? I guess Moloch is like Baal. I'm sorry, I'm like, it's weird that I'm picking and choosing which demon names to say and not. It's just ever since that scandal, I don't know if you guys saw it. I really hope you did. There's a really big fashion brand, really like obscenely expensive, bags and like high fashion. Um, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West they were sponsored by them at one point, but it's like it B and then NC Enciaga. And apparently if you take that brand and you put it into I did it actually at Google Translate into Latin, then it's like BAAL is Lord. Yeah. Apparently MLK meant king and BAAL meant Lord. Huh. Okay, so what I saw was it's like BAAL is Lord. Like that's the whole translation when you put B and Siaga, uh, Alenciaga into Google Translate. But yeah, the ad scandal, they had the creepy. Yes, exactly. Vetranios. Yeah, yeah. So then you guys, yeah, it means they worship BAAL. So I saw the ads and like the teddy bear ads and like the BDSM, outfits, and they had key like locks on them. So like these children are holding these teddy bears dressed in BDSM like outfits, and then like studded leather straps and stuff. And then like a male like adult model has is holding a key in another image, and then it really turtled all the way down because it wasn't. And if you looked at like the background, the set of the photo shoots, even though like it was like a little girl, you'd see like wine and